I think where a lot of people like hesitate with getting on social media or marketing is they're like, oh, it's Instagram or oh, it's Facebook or whatever. Like that's a social media thing. You know what I mean? And like honestly, we don't care about Instagram or we don't care about the platform. You know what I mean? Like we just know that's where the attention's at. Like there's a reason why we're not like marketing to radio.
Yeah, 100%.
Because no one's listening to radio.
So we're going to start off the podcast with obviously every week with some big wins
of the week.
And I think
because we film this every Friday.
Yeah, we film it every Friday and then we drop it on Thursdays the following week. And then once we get better and better, hopefully, maybe we do on the night of or whatever the fuck.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, but
we'll see.
Because Chris D'Elia does that. He does it on Tuesday and then it drops Wednesday. So just to like be more current. Yeah. But anyway, big wins of the week. It's an L10 strategy that we learned from one of our clients, Vince. And my big win of the week is actually with Vince. He was having trouble on a couple of our video sessions with just kind of jotting down ideas. And I just don't think he maybe had time outside of our sessions. So what I did for him is he writes an email every single day. And 2 of those days, I think he tells a story. And so what I did for him was I created a ChatGPT prompt, which would turn those emails into a script. And I laid it out. I made a cover for it, sent it over to him, and he, really appreciated it. I think it's going to really help him out just with getting his ideas together because he has some like fire emails in there.
Yeah. I mean, so he does a lot of email marketing. So I think that's a good angle to take because you should be leveraging all the content.
Yeah.
To be able to mass distribute.
Yeah.
So like if he's already consistently posting emails every single day to his email list, it's kind of like what we're doing with this podcast. So with this podcast, it's a long form podcast, but we're posting the audio on all audio platforms. And then we're taking the long form podcast, putting it on long form platforms. And then we're taking the long form and then cutting it up. And then we could even transcribe that and turn that into some type of copy. So now that goes to a wide like range, of people. So that's kind of, if you can leverage the content in every perspective, I mean, I think, or every aspect, that's the way to do it. And that's not easy.
Yeah, it's a lot
There's
harder.
a lot of work.
It's a lot harder than it sounds.
People just see it at face value, but there's a lot that goes into it. You need like an editing floor.
Yeah,
of just a bunch of people doing that. You know what I mean?
And people that actually get it.
Yeah, and people that get it. Big win for me would be
Okan. What's your win for the week?
Would be probably off the top of my head would be putting in like long hours throughout the week. I would say like the past, I think, month, it seems like we've been working from like 6 a.m. till like, I mean, it's what time is it? 8:30 almost, 8:30 at night on a Friday. And we have not stopped working.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we're starting to understand our flow. Like we're starting to understand how to structure our days appropriately to like, and how to, like we just started getting into like the time management last, month or so that we talked about last podcast. But I think that's also a skill that you build up. Cause when you're planning out each day, you like the next day you'll be like, oh dude, this is kind of a lot than I could actually handle. No, you'd say, and like you miss things. So like you're kind of like structuring, you start to structure it and you're like, all right, this is how long I can really work on a task and I could move on to the next task. And this is kind of how long.
I think you said that this week we're at the point of our business where we can only really focus on 2 to 3 major things.
I think 3 is even like too much.
Yeah.
I think honestly, one, if you could focus on one thing Even I hear this all the time with like a lot of business owners that we work with. Like, you should just be focusing on 1 to 2 things in your business at all times, like main things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone says that. I would say even Nicole says it in her thing. Like, what's the name? The main 2 things that she really focuses on is the marketing and the sales.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it, really. Like, that's what you need to like really, really start focusing on if you want to move the needle forward.
1000%.
And like, I think it's easy to get caught up in all the other mundane things, or like, you know, all the busy work. Like, we'll be caught up on, I don't know, phone calls coming in, or meetings, or, you know, when we first started, we would be having, it seemed like we had meetings with clients and our employees every single day, multiple times a day.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
And I saw a post from Alex Ramosi, and his story or something, and it was like, I forget exactly what it was, but it was like, he was pretty much like bashing on the fact that, you know, thinking that meetings move the business forward, you know, like looking back at that kind of thing. And it's really just, if you could focus on the sales and you can focus on amplifying the marketing, then you start to see growth.
Yeah.
You know, and then from there, then you think about scaling. But
yeah,
I don't know. That's just kind of what I've learned so far.
That's pretty, yeah.
What do you think?
No, yeah, I think as a business owner, as you're growing your business, as you're growing your business.
Yeah, we haven't slept.
As you're growing your business, I think there's stages to it, and you start to understand slowly what is important. So in the beginning of our phase, we thought that, meetings are important. Meetings mean a lot. And we think that if we show up to meetings with clients, look, we're working.
Yeah.
And then you come to realize quickly that 2-hour meeting, or that 30-minute meeting, instead of focusing on the actual meeting, you could have been focusing on the actionable items that you could have done for that client. Yeah. To move his stuff 100%. Forward.
Like, I think it's good to be on the same page with people.
But I think like once a month.
Maybe once a month. Yeah. Maybe like, you know, you have certain times where, you know, you're client facing, and you could, you know, catch up and make sure you guys are on the same page. And there's also ways to do that with like email, I think too, like, you know, following up each month, making sure that your client's happy and you're providing to them what they need and what they want.
Yeah.
Right. But in the beginning stages, it was like, we just thought that meetings was like the important thing.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
But I think also it's getting to know your client, because in the beginning, we also had a lot of clients that were out of state, out of the tri-state area.
Yeah.
So getting to know them on those meetings was very important as well.
Oh, 100%.
So I think it's harder to level with your client unless from the beginning you have a really good process.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that process yet. We didn't have it down packed yet. And we still don't, because it's an ever growing thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm saying in the beginning like 30 times. No,
that's fine.
But in the beginning, you have to figure out, like, I think relationships was a big thing for us in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, from the start of the business, it's all about relationships, all about the people you know, all about the circles that you're in. And then again, as you grow, now we're at a point where we rarely do meetings.
Yeah.
But it's all about focusing on the things that actually matter and being able to dial stuff back and having the time to say the engagement is not up to par for a client, and how do we fix that? How do we like kind of critically think on that?
Are they getting leads?
Is it actually creating business for them?
Are they satisfied? Like,
because at the end of the day, that's all they care about.
Yeah.
Right? It's getting new customers through organic. And, you know, if they're running ads, it just amplifies it, like we talked about in the last podcast. But if you're having meetings with them very frequently, you know, it's only a matter of time until they say, well, yeah, the meetings are great, but like, where the hell is my business?
What's going on? Yeah. Like nothing's happening. So like, yeah, I think that's a big thing too, is the valuing time, like other people's time, maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
but you can show tremendous value without having to have a meeting that's going to take up their time.
Yeah. And what would you say? Like, what would you say? Like, if you were going into depth about that?
Like 100% this week, just doing those 7 script ideas for Vince, I understood him more as a person.
True.
Right. And I'm like,
but I think that's what it is. It's like, so you figure out, like, we hear this all the time in marketing. So give them what they want. Right. And then when they get in the door, give them what they need. And Vince says that too all the time. But that's like so valid in business, because it's, he breaks down the idea that, you know, he teaches other gyms about small group training, personal training, right? He says, don't market yourself as, you know, we do personal training, or for our sense, you know, we help people in media, right? Like, people don't wake up in the morning and that's the first thing they think about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, give them what they want. What do they want? What does your client want? What does your customer want? What does your ideal customer want? What do they wake up and they can't stop thinking about?
Yeah.
You know? And you know, most of the time that's generating leads, generating clients, generating more income, more revenue, right? So if you can kind of angle it like that, and then when they get in the door, you give them what they need to get to that point, right? Because they didn't know they needed that.
Yeah. I think, but also Vince says, give them what they want, and he talks about, you know, the chocolate.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because everybody wants to have chocolate because they don't care about weight loss. They just want to be able to lose some weight and have some of the chocolate.
Yeah.
But if you just scream on the top of your lungs, like, oh, you can't have this, and you got to work out, and that's all you can do, and you got to eat healthy for the rest of your life, you're probably never going to sell anything. So it's saying, you know, by working out, you're going to get there to that lifestyle, and you can enjoy some chocolate from time to time.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you don't have to kill yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how do we figure that out for our business? What's our chocolate? What's our chocolate?
Yeah, that's I think the $1 million question.
Yeah.
But and then like, once you figure that out, like, how do you reach their target market appropriately?
Yeah, 1,000%. And I think that was a win. You know, I'd still give my win for the week was the 7 scripts, but I forgot about another win that we have. We launched our fucking podcast. Yeah. That's a huge win.
That's true. Yeah, let's get into that a little bit. So I mean, did I say my win?
Yeah.
What was it?
Your win was like just being, you know, working your hours.
Oh yeah. I would say yes. I think a third win that we both share would be this podcast. We've been building up other people's brands
for 2.5 years.
Yeah. 2.5, 3 years now.
We never focused on our brands.
Like, our heads have been down, like, just working.
Yeah.
Like, just focusing on client. And we're still like that. That's never going to change. But now it's like, all right, now we just learned all that in 3 years. Now let's place it, or let's incorporate it into ourselves, you know?
Mm-hmm. And
so I think we try to overthink it sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's hard. You know, you're putting yourself out there, and there's a whole structure. People don't see what actually goes into all this.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And it's not easy even just getting here and like talking right now. Like, even just talking to a camera.
Well, I think
it's like challenging. It's not easy.
For me, the reason why it's really hard today is because I'm trying to slow myself down so I can get my thoughts out correctly.
Yeah.
And actually speak normally.
Yeah. Try to speak to your camera, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just get your phone out. You don't have to post it or anything, but just try to have a conversation with your camera, and then you'll start to kind of understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, you're speaking to nothing. Almost.
Yeah, it's not easy.
But you can get good at it. And I think it helps you, especially when you watch your videos back.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you like, okay, I can improve on this. Like if this is kind of how I sounded last time, where was I stuttering? Did I not get my idea across? How could I have gotten my idea across a little bit better? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think just putting in the reps and doing that will definitely, like, you'll see some improvement with how you speak and how you get your ideas out.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
That's what I do with the clients all the time is just guide them. And
so I would say, let's talk about a little bit what your role is in the business and like your experience with that. Cause your owner is definitely 100% more client facing. I rarely see the clients. I'm usually at the office, behind the desk, working, like on the computer.
Yeah.
And like, you know, looking at like conversions and making sure that the edits are going and making sure that, you know, the clients are happy and then that the product is being distributed, right? You make sure that we actually have the content, you know what I mean? Which we're looking to scale. We're going to scale the videography side as well.
So if you're a videographer looking for a job.
Yeah. So I think maybe get into that a little bit. Cause I don't even know what that's like because I remember I did it way back when we first started.
And you fucked it up.
No, I didn't. But
as Ryan would say.
Yeah. But it's not easy. I mean, there's like so much driving, it seems like. And like you got to set up and the setting up takes an hour and you got to film and you got to be there and you got to like, you're not speaking and you know what I mean? It's tough. It's not an easy job. So you want to explain that a little bit?
So, I mean, it's really straightforward.
They're just like travel time.
It's travel time. Yeah. I mean, I'm, Long Island, down the shore, Jersey, Secaucus,
flights.
when Nicole flights in the beginning when we had a lot of clients.
We still,
where we still have a lot of clients, but a lot of clients where they were out of state and down south and in Florida and, California. It was definitely a little straining. I mean, and I don't think we had to offer that either, but again, I think it's more getting to know the client and like who they are.
Well, I think also with that was like the experience.
Yeah.
So like we were so excited because we are still very excited, but especially in the beginning stages of like running your own business, it's like you're so excited. It's this new thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get to like learn this new skill and you're willing to like invest into like traveling.
100%. And I think we kind of figured that out when we went with Kyle to Orlando, actually, as one of Vince's masterminds, who is now our client. But just being able to go to Orlando and being like to myself, and we talked about this on the last podcast too, was how do we end up here? With like all the work that we put in and everything that we did, it just led us to something that we would have never like thought of or never, I want to say dreamt of, because if it wasn't for starting this business, I'd probably still be in trucking and in the same spot and maybe, enjoying weekends and doing things, but not being able to travel where I wanted to travel and work when I wanted to work, even though we work 24/7. But it's going back to the whole client thing. I think with the personal branding, it's very important to know who your client is, because if you don't know who your client is, it's very hard to extract that message. So if you have to take flights, you got to take flights. And if you have to, meet them halfway and, make sure you're giving them the best quality service. I think making sure your service is outstanding is what's going to set you apart from every other videographer, every other editing service, every other, media agency in general, because they're not doing those things. They think they're too good for it. Yeah. Right. And when you are starting out, at least what we realized is if you go above and beyond, like we did for Kyle, when we started with Kyle, everybody starts knocking at the door at some point.
Yeah.
So if you have the best product on the shelf, guess what? When the right person finds it, they're going to eventually come to you and say, holy shit, dude, this is the best product or service ever. So I don't think it's focusing on, because we're starting to focus on processes and stuff now, but I don't think it's focusing on the process, the system and the scaling in the beginning. I think the beginning is focusing on how good of a service that you can deliver. It's like starting a restaurant, right? If you don't have the best food and you have no marketing, the minute somebody comes in there and tries some sandwich or like some type of dish, they're going to be like, this food is absolute garbage. I never want to come back here ever again.
Yeah. And then they forget about you.
And then they forget about you. But if you don't really have great marketing, but then you have some really good food and somebody tries your food, they're going to say, holy shit, this is the best food I've ever had in my life. And then it just, slowly gets there and gets there and gets there. So I think focusing on the service first, not that I'm saying that you don't need systems, because you 100% need systems, because now we need the systems, the right systems to scale. But it's if you have a shitty service, I forgot what the actual saying is. I think it's close to this. I'm paraphrasing it. But if you have terrible service or product, one bad review, like one person that thinks that it's terrible will tell 10 other people. But if it's really good, they'll probably maybe only tell one person. So it's slow growth, but you know that eventually like it's going to pop the fuck off.
Yeah.
But if you have a terrible service, right? Just think about that logic. If they're going to tell 10 people, if 5 people come in to your restaurant, let's just using a restaurant example again, and five people try it and they all say, oh, this is so bad. That's 50 people that they're going to tell about, like, yeah, don't try that place.
Yeah.
So that's scary.
Yeah.
So focus on the service first.
Yeah.
And then start to add the systems and the processes and everything else. And
once you have a very good product,
it just speaks for itself.
That, and then like, all right, it's really good now. I know it's really good. Now, how do I double down on this and make sure that I can sell it? I believe in it now. People are giving me good feedback.
100%.
So now I'm like, all right, I want to sell this thing. I'm so passionate about it because everyone's telling me it's good.
Yeah.
So if you can get that reaction, I feel like it starts to just branch off.
And that's where we are starting to learn more on the marketing and advertising side, is because now with advertising and the right marketing and the right messaging and the copy, you get to amplify your service.
Yeah.
Right. So again, going back to it, if you have a terrible product, you go to try to scale that, it's not going to really work out, in my opinion. I mean, maybe it will.
Yeah.
There are a lot of scams out there.
Yeah.
But even scrolling through Instagram when we're like trying to find new music or new ideas, that's the one part I fucking hate, is scrolling, the doom scrolling. But like I feel like we have to do it to like see what's going on, which sucks. But like I'll see an ad and then the ad will have, let's say, a razor. And then you go in the comments and check the razor or the comments about the razor. And because I just saw one recently where a woman goes, oh, that thing came in, it's the worst thing ever. So it's like you didn't focus on the product. And then now you're trying to spend money to millions of eyes. Yeah. And they see that review. Yeah. They're going to be like, dude, fuck, like I'm not buying that.
Yeah. 100%.
So that's scary. But then if you have like one of our competitors, I'm not going to name their name, but they do content as well. Totally different system. Ours is 100 times better. But I see their reviews and they're like, oh, you should work with this person. They're really great. And that's all you see on the comments. And it might be fake. I don't know. But if it's not fake, if I'm a customer and I get that ad and I'm looking for that type of service, I'm probably gonna buy. Yeah. So I think that's just, And
also, I think where a lot of people like hesitate with getting on social media for marketing is they're like, oh, it's Instagram, or oh, it's Facebook, or whatever. Like that's a social media thing. You know what I mean? And like, honestly, we don't care about Instagram, or we don't care about the platform. You know what I mean? Like we just know that's where the attention's at. Like there's a reason why we're not like marketing to radio.
Yeah, 100%.
Because no one's listening to the radio.
100%.
Like there's a reason why we're mass producing on these platforms. Everyone is on these platforms. They're saying like the average screen time now is like 7.5 hours a day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like why wouldn't you be on that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you try to, you know, show face on something that supports your business that everyone is on? The people that your business that you believe in, like people that you want to be, you know, clients of your business, like show them what you do.
Yeah, 100%.
Like they're all there listening. They're all watching.
1,000%.
Like if tomorrow radio was a new thing again, I mean, we would try to get on radio.
1,000,000%.
You know what I'm trying to say?
10,000,000%.
What?
No, I was just trying to do like, I said 100%, and then you made a point, then I said 1,000%.
Yeah, but you get what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah, 1,000%.
And like that's where people get it wrong. They're like they get so caught up in the it's social media. Like dude, get over it. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like get over it, bro. Like that's where everybody's attention's at.
That's probably what they were saying about. Excuse me. That's what they were probably saying about radio way back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just radio.
Yeah. Oh, it's just radio. Like I can't get on the radio. Like
yeah.
I'm I can't do that. Like I can't voice my opinion or talk about my business or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Now everybody has the ability to do it. So, you know, if you're running a business, just start doing it. Like you're going to get attention somehow.
Yeah. I'd say if you're trying to make money, I wouldn't even say 2024 anymore, because by the time you set up, it's going to be 2025 because we only have 3 months left. But if you're trying to make money within the next year, even like, you know, Alex Ramosey's thing is, if you're trying to make your first dollar on School, which is another platform, but what does he do? Like, and he has millions of people on there now, but what did he do? He marketed it off of building a personal brand on social media, right? Mm-hmm. But there's a stigma about social media, I think that comes from TikTok, that it's just a bunch of teenagers dancing and making funny things.
Yeah.
But maybe that's your feed in the beginning.
Yeah.
But eventually
you keep watching, it's gonna show you.
The algorithm will figure the fuck out who you are and serve you the content to your best freaking, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like serve it to like what you are exactly thinking at the right time.
I think how it works personally is when you first download the app, right? It's going to show you the mainstream stuff. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're most likely that the mass amount of people are into. Like maybe you're into only like 30% of it or whatever. But as you keep your watch time goes up on certain things, then it starts to pick up quick.
Yeah.
And then it starts, this person watched this for this amount of time. Let me feed it something similar to that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then it keeps doing that. Yeah. And then it keeps doing it. And then it just like snowballs.
It's like when we're looking for content to kind of replicate and just make better. For example, with the whole Andrew Tate method, and that's like viral marketing of what they did. But for us, or when we look at that stuff, right, and we're looking for the songs that they're using and this stuff and whatever, because I think for us is like when you use songs that are repeated over and over again, there's a familiarity with it on the actual scroll. So then the consumer on the other side hears that music and they stop because they're used to stopping on that video. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, that, and also if it's showing that type of audio is attracting a massive crowd, there's something going on psychologically that the majority of people, it gets a reaction out of people.
Yeah.
So then if it gets a reaction out of a large amount of people, it's going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now like you're like the person listening essentially isn't like, if that song or that, you know, type of video or whatever it is, it's attracting a mass amount of people, like this song right now that we're playing right now. Like that just caught your emotion. And if I guarantee if I turn it off like that, it doesn't sound the same. Right? Yeah. Now doesn't, for some reason, why is it that this doesn't sound emotional anymore?
Right? Are you talking in like the third fucking person?
Yeah.
In the third dimension?
Yeah, so we're going to make a video on that and you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And people are doing this like
on a massive
they're very good at doing this.
Yeah.
And that's how people are getting people's attention. So if you're a business owner, there's ways to get the attention. We are in the attention economy.
Yeah.
People do not understand. Like a consumer doesn't understand that. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you could just snap your fingers, put a song on something, and it sounds so much more powerful. Right? Like your message can come across so much more powerful. And there's something with that, I think. Like there's something interesting with that. It's something that I don't think media has ever experienced before. Maybe it has. I don't know, but maybe.
I don't think so.
But you know what I'm trying to say?
Because what is it like what you're saying about like the Tate method and like the what's the other guy? Luke Belmar method and stuff? Yeah. With the viral marketing?
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, it's, like you're saying that's never been done before? Because that has never been done before.
No, not the viral marketing. I'm talking more about like the short form. And then like, because we edit all the time. So we've been through editing like crazy.
Yeah.
When we're just talking about music, there's a bunch of other factors that are in play to catch people's attention, right? But when you slap, let's say, a very inspirational song on top of it, it feels more powerful. The message comes across more powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it allows, it enables the consumer to feel very connected to that message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should we be giving this stuff away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not. No, I'm just kidding. No, but then also going back to, the viral marketing, because that's what I was thinking. That's what I thought you were saying was if it's just never been done before on like, just think about this.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit.
You couldn't have done that. You couldn't have manipulated radio stations back in the day.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk.
And you couldn't manipulate TV back in the day.
Yeah.
But now you have like you're saying, it's just about grabbing the attention.
Right.
So imagine 10,000 accounts posting and dominating.
Well, people don't understand how that works. Most of the people probably listening to this don't understand what viral marketing is. So viral marketing is...
what's viral marketing?
So viral marketing is there's thousands and thousands of people out there, right? And there's thousands of editors out there that are willing to edit, clip, distribute content. And they can make a lot of money doing it. And let's say you're a personal brand or you have a business. What you could do is you can pay, I'm just going to throw a number out there. You could pay 1,000 people to clip up your videos and repost it. So now instead of just having one account doing that, you have 10,000 accounts doing that. And then 10,000 accounts sharing your videos.
And if you have the money to do it.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
I'm saying if you have the money to do it.
Yeah, if you have the money to do it, I mean, you're going to be seen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that are doing it. And people don't realize like these are just like random accounts with, all these the same faces, but different accounts.
And that's just, that's the crazy thing about that is like, it just blows my mind. Just think about that on the consumer side of stuff. They don't even think about that shit.
Yeah.
Because it's TV for them.
Yeah.
So when they're scrolling through and doom scrolling, all they're seeing is, oh, this is good. This is a cool piece of content. Yeah. Oh, this is a cool piece of content. Oh, this is a cool piece of content. Where I think for us, it's a little bit different because when we're looking at it, we're like, okay, that grabbed my attention. How can I replicate that? Right. Okay, this grabbed my attention. How can I replicate that?
We're in the trenches with it. Like we are looking at this thing. We are studying it like crazy.
Yeah. Because you need to, like, Hermosi came out with a video recently that said that, and I think it's true because we're starting to see it, that all the social media platforms are starting to separate in terms of you can't really post the same piece of content on all platforms. Like you still can, don't get me wrong, you can still do it, but they don't hit as equally anymore. So I think there is a slight formula change to the algorithms recently. Because for some reason, YouTube shorts are doing pretty well. Instagram has like kind of came down a little bit. And then TikTok is like, you just said TikTok findability is going up again. Yeah. So like what is happening there?
Yeah, I don't know.
And why are these platforms changing it? Yeah. Because honestly, Gary Vee talks about this too a lot. If I was a social media platform, I would make findability at the highest level possible, because then you're going to literally, what does everybody want to do? They want to get famous. They want to be known. Yeah. So for you to like limit people.
Well, I don't want to say famous.
For everybody that's making videos, they want to be famous.
I want to say famous.
You want to be famous. Nah. 1,000%.
You think so?
100%.
I don't know about that.
1,000,000%.
You think so?
Yes. You want to be known for what you do.
Yeah, but no.
If you're entertaining, right? You're telling me that our clients, some of our clients that are fucking experts in their field, they wouldn't want to be like a Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
What is Tony Robbins? He's a celebrity.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you want to be famous. You want to be a celebrity. Yeah. That's the whole point of this whole game.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you have celebrity power, right, you can charge whatever the fuck you want. You can endorse whatever the fuck you want. You can make money however the hell you want. Yeah. Like, and it just goes back to, I think people started to realize this when The Rock created $1 billion tequila business overnight by just posting. And he didn't even post Terramana every single day, which is fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, he just like, you know, he would just talk about something random and then put the tequila on the table and then just, you know, hundreds of thousands of sales.
Yeah, and then everybody's just like, dude, that's what the fuck, man. Like, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just hating, but like, but what let me finish my thought. So, I think whoever owns these social media platforms, this is a message to you. Make your shit findable. Well, because if people go viral, right?
But the thing is, they know that. There's a narrative being played.
Yeah, but there is a narrative being played, but I think
there's that.
But why did TikTok? This is my whole point. I'm not arguing with you. Yeah. I know that they're playing a narrative. Okay. But my whole point is, why did TikTok blow up? Because everyone started blowing up on it. Then everybody moved to that platform off of Instagram, right? Because they're like, holy shit, I could become famous on here. So what I'm trying to say is, oh yeah, if there's the platform, and Gary Vee talks about this all the time, if there's a platform that's literally like, you know, everything is game. Everything is fair game. You post, you have the chance of going viral. Yeah. Right? Because you're giving the power to the consumer now. And what are we starting to see? Oh, this happens, right? Or you say the wrong thing, your reach comes down. Like, if you talk about this, your reach comes down. Yeah. Like, and it's honestly BS. Yeah. But at the same time,
and they don't want to give that power to people.
I know. But again, and that's why I think, not to get political.
No, that's fine. We can talk about that.
I think that's why the government is trying to shut down TikTok as much as possible, because people are starting to have a voice. Yeah. When I first started on TikTok, I remember people were talking about whatever the hell they want, and there's still bigger creators on there that talk about whatever the hell they want. But now, for the first time, like, I posted TikTok for Ryan like 2 months ago, and it was like, oh, you can't post this. It goes against our guidelines. But it never did that before. Yeah. But Instagram was heavy like that. Yeah. So now they're starting to become a mainstream platform. So again, my point is, I think the next platform that comes in is going to basically do the TikTok thing again.
Yeah, who knows?
And then, you know, it's already happening kind of with the same company that runs TikTok with Lemon.
Yeah, but is it though?
Lemon 8.
But is it though?
Yeah, dude. I thought, so with Lemon 8, I thought, because you sent it to me, and I was like,
it seems like TikTok's back up.
Yeah, it seems like TikTok's back up, but when you first sent me Lemon 8, I was like, yeah, it kind of seems like kind of janky, and you know,
but that's how they all start.
I know, but it like looked like it was just kind of put together as a backup for TikTok, obviously, because it's the same business. It's the same business model, and it's the same company that ByteDance. Yeah. But And I thought there's no way that there's that many likes on this thing yet or whatever. But then I saw some of the creators on there, and I forgot the guy that takes the phone to the bathroom mirror and he's just like, tell me why, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
He's a big creator.
Definitely different algorithm there.
Yeah, definitely different algorithm. But it was like funny stuff. But he was on there, and the day that you sent it to me, his account popped up first. And he was at 80,000 followers, and I looked at it like 7 days later, he was at 120,000 followers.
Mm.
So, and his posts are getting like 20,000 views.
So actually, from that, I want to get
20,000 likes. Sorry,
I want to get into that. So I think a lot of people have it backwards too. They think that I don't know, like they have this. It's like a mirage or something. I don't know, but they think like, oh, the views. If you're getting all these views, you're making all this money. Right?
Yeah, no,
it's not how it works. Like, there are definitely so many people out there that are getting a lot of attention.
Listen, the only way that you're making money. Sorry, hold on.
Okay.
The only way you're making money on views is if you're a fucking girl and you have an OnlyFans.
No. That's not true. But the only way to make, like, you have to know where to take the eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you're getting an influx of people. How do you create a net that can funnel them through, right? And provide something of value that they genuinely want. Like, you're genuinely giving them something that they want and they need, right? And if you could do that with the attention, then you could start seeing some serious money. But if you don't have the right things in place, then you're just going to be having this like.
But it's different though, I think.
Why?
Depends on what type of creator you are. In our sense, yes.
Yeah, in our sense, that's what I'm talking about.
But if you're like, again, going back to.
There's a million ways to do it.
No, I know, but going back to, which I don't know if it's dying out or not because we're just not in that industry.
Yeah.
But, and not the industry is dying out, just the way that they do business. They're like the entertainment side of stuff. They get brand deals and all this, Yeah,
but I mean, it's all used up. Seems like on that end, on the entertainment side.
I don't think so because
it's so much more competitive now.
So much more competitive, but it's whoever gets the eyes.
But in the beginning, it was anyone could just get the eyes.
No, I know.
Like if you just got on camera and were consistent with it, like you could. But going off that too, I want to get into what do we think? What's in place? How do you build a brand? It's like if we were to break it down and like, these are the key ingredients to build a brand, what would you say are some like ingredients to actually build your own brand? Like what do you need? What's a must?
A must is every person that we work with are very, very good speakers.
Yeah, well, that's actually not true.
What?
They become very good speakers. They become.
Get your pen away from me.
They become very good speakers. They could. You could teach them how to do it.
I don't know. I think everybody that we have as a client are very good speakers.
No, that's true. Well, I think they have to be expert in their field.
But that makes them a very good speaker.
Yeah, so they know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So if you know what you're talking about, you're gonna crush it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my
and you have to have a belief in a certain thing too.
Yeah.
I think you got to be a really good speaker. You have to be an expert in whatever you do because that gives you the belief in what you talk about. And then you have to have the passion for it.
Yeah.
Because if you genuinely believe that you can help people on the other side, no matter what amount of money that you charge, people are going to come to you and people are going to find you because they see the genuine, like the help.
Yeah. Like you're genuinely trying to help people.
You're genuinely trying to help people. You're genuinely trying to help people. And that's when you can kind of say, here's my price and here's what I charge.
Yeah.
But I'm here to help you.
Yeah, if you're not helping people, I think, and you're trying to be in this industry and you're trying to talk about what you do and show people like what you do and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not genuinely helping people, like quickly that's just going to die out.
Yeah. Like, what does Kyle want to do? He genuinely wants to help.
He wants to help 1 million people.
He wants to help 1 million people, men and women. He wants to genuinely help them get out of the funk that they're in if they're like super overweight and get them back into living their life. And then I think another thing is he wants to help fathers that are in his age range.
Yeah.
Because he understands that being fit and being strong-minded is going to help them and their family and make them a better man for it. And people need that 100% in today's age. Yeah. And, you know, with Vince, like when I go to those seminars, the amount of people that he's like helped change their lives, like there's a kid that's literally our age. He owns like, I think like 5 gyms or 4 gyms, and he's scaling pretty quickly. And it took him 4 years to get there with their help. And I remember Vince saying that it was like, it took him, I want to say it took him like 10 years or like 8 years or something like that. I might be butchering that, but definitely like longer. But with the help of that mastermind group, like I think, I don't know if I'm butchering this either, but I want to say he's made like somewhere over, like just over $1 million between those locations. And the kid's like 26 years old. So that's somebody that actually wants to help gym owners that are struggling because he believes in that and he was in that situation.
Yeah.
And I think with Nicole, she really loves helping people. She told me that a couple of kids came to her the other week and they were just, you know, they said, hey, like we want help with like what should they do in sales? And they just opened up a shop and she was like, you know, go make content and go make, you know, content around it. And they started making content around it. And they literally started like, you know, getting some eyes on them. Nothing crazy, but like they started getting some eyes on them. And then like they called her next week or the week after, or a month after, or whatever. And they were like, okay, like what's next? Like, can we like, you know, help me with this or whatever. Yeah. So it's just, she actually loves helping people. Yeah.
And I think there's like what we've seen in the last 2-3 years was when you actually get them. When you help people through whatever you're talking about, and you get those reactions where you're like, oh my God, like, you know, thank you so much. Like you changed my life. Like, you know, like I owe you the world or whatever it is. Right. Like it's such a good feeling. Like, you know what I mean? It's such you can't really like replicate that feeling.
No shot.
You know what I mean? And doing that over and over again, you're like, wow, like what I'm doing is actually like helping people. Like that's awesome.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I get to, not that this is, I mean, I think this is a main idea. This is a driving factor for me too, but you get to make money doing it. You know, you get to help people and you get to make money doing it and you get to, you know, provide or whatever, but like, and all these people are getting so much value out of it. Like that's in my idea, like the dream outcome.
Yeah.
You know,
100%. I think it just goes back to helping, like when we first started with Kyle, just helping him change his life, change our lives.
Yeah.
And helping the next person and changing their life. And because we just knew that this social media game, like it can really amplify your business. So, and that was our whole thing too. Like, you know, it wasn't always about the money. It wasn't always about the money. No, well, it's not about. No, I mean, it's not about the money.
It's definitely one of the things, in my personal opinion.
In my personal opinion, I don't think it is.
I enjoy making money.
Yes, I enjoy making money too, but the mission is not about the money.
The mission's not about the money.
The mission is not.
But making money is fun.
Yes, making money is fun, but I think the mission, it's about changing the world. It's about changing the perspective of business owners. Yeah. It's not about it's not money driven.
It's not the anchor point isn't the cash flow, but that game is fun. Yeah. It's a fun game. And I think it has like sales has a bad rep, you know, like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like whatever, for whatever reason, it just right off the bat, it's not, people just like look, you know, down upon it for some odd reason. Would you say, or not really?
Would you say?
I hate you.
What are we on freaking?
Dude, I'm exhausted. I don't even know what I'm saying here. No, I'm kidding. I know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. I think
so. Like, my point is.
My point is.
No, my point.
No, my point is.
No, my point is.
All right, go ahead.
You go ahead.
All right, you go ahead. No, my point is, it's not about the money. at all. The money comes. I truly believe that the money will come. If you're fucking the best person, if you're
the best at what you do,
you're the best at what you do. You're the best at what. I'm gonna replay that.
Okay.
So we can make a reel out of it. No, I'm just kidding. But if you're genuinely the best at what you do, you love what you do, you genuinely want to help people, and you don't care about the money, right? The money is gonna come.
Yeah, 100%. And we
learned
that
come.
We learned that because we did this. We knew that this was gonna work out when we did it for 8 months for nothing in return.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I think when you put in the sweat equity, especially in the beginning, then you need to. I think that's a necessity. If you're gonna start a business and if you can't do it for free, don't even do it.
Yeah.
Because if you could wake up every morning, do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and not ask for anything in return, the money is just gonna make you do it even better and even, grow even faster. And it's just gonna amplify it. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
So like, why wouldn't you start with that? And like the first time around, you're not gonna figure it out.
Because I think too that the market creates your price. Because when we had over 100 DMs, the first phone call, I was like, I don't know, $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
And then it I'm not going to say the number, but it skyrocketed to a price point that we're like, damn, I would have never thought I can charge this on a monthly basis.
Yeah. But because that's what it was worth, though.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like the market said that's what it was worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to say is it's not about the money. So the mission is staying on. It's not just a mission. I truly believe that. Yes, money's fun. Money is what, and you need money to.
I'm not saying that either.
But like at the end of the day, if that's what the focus is, I don't think you can build something amazing.
No, 100%. I agree because it's a dead end.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. I think you just get really good at what you do. You build the skills, and we're building skills right now. And we keep reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting, and then eventually one day, everybody's gonna be like, "Dude, look at the Haas brothers. They like blew up overnight." Yeah. And then we're gonna be like,
"No one sees the after hours."
100%, bro. Look at my guy. Shout out to you, Josh. My freaking guy, Josh York.
Yeah, he's an inspiration.
He's a freaking beast. Guy wakes up at 3:30 in the morning
every single morning.
He doesn't miss a freaking day.
It's crazy.
It's really insane. And I think just meeting with him, it's taught me a lot with just how like passionate, driven he is, and just knows that it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off. And the one thing that he told me when I first met with him was, everyone that's telling you that it's, you're going to be successful a year from now, right? He's like, bro, that is all fucking bullshit. It is all bullshit. He's like, great businesses, not the ones that make $1 million a year or $2 million a year. He's like, he literally said, the businesses that are like worth $100 million, $1 billion, $10 billion, those companies take years and years and years to build.
Yeah.
And when we first started with Josh, which was back in December, I think they were at like 200 odd locations, and they're set to like hit like over 300 locations. He has a gym franchise. He's a freaking beast, man. And he's a great person. And he's got that
passion. He's got that power.
Yeah.
And
so if you guys have any, need any motivational stuff or looking to open up your own business and, want to get into the franchising side of stuff.
Definitely follow Josh York.
Yeah. At Josh York, GG, Gym Guys with a Z.
Yeah. He will show you what work ethic is.
Yeah. That guy, he's a fucking beast. But, and maybe hopefully we'll have him on the podcast soon.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely be getting on podcasts with our clients for you guys to, maybe get to know them a little bit better.
Yeah. But I think, I forgot my whole point of that.
Whatever, just keep going.
But yeah, just like that guy, is a grinder.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
You said it's not about the money.
Oh, it's not about the money. Yeah. So that's a big thing that he also talked about too, was again with Josh, it was like he did so many things that didn't make him the money, but the relationships that he got out of it like came back tenfold.
Yeah.
And the things that he did to have to get there. And I think that's what like it just takes to have a business,
Yeah.
It's not sometimes it's the relationships over the money, and then, you know, vice versa. It's money over the relationship. But I think it's just weighing out your options like really carefully and making decisions that I liked how, you know, that one reel we made with, was Jeff Bezos.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's 2-door decisions and then there's 1-door decisions.
Yeah.
And, you know, 2-door decisions you can make very quickly and you can let other people make in the company. And you know, we're not to that scale yet, but we have a lot of 2-door decisions that we don't even think about. We just go through.
Yeah.
But now I think it's time to start, you know, really weighing those 1-door decisions, because the minute that you really open that door, there's no going back.
Yeah.
And it's not even about going back on the decision, because you can go back on a decision, but it's the bridges that you're going to burn by not executing on that. You know what I mean?
Not really.
So like if you tell somebody that you're going to work with them, not that we encounter this.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to work with us and then, you know, we hype it up and we do all this, whatever, you know, make it sound good and we're going to do it. And you go through that door. Maybe this person knows your next 20 clients.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Let's say you want to make it a relationship based thing instead of the monetary. And you go back on it and you're like, you know what? This isn't, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you burn that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know when, you don't know when, maybe a year from now, you're about to grab on a client and it's like, oh, I know you. You're the one who fucked that person over.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think relationships are huge.
Yeah, 100%.
Because even, I'm not going to get into a story because I don't want to talk about it, but let's just say an ex that I had. Whoa.
Mm.
But here's the story. So the brother was friends with the guy that owned the business. Here's how I think about this comes, you know, full circle type of thing, where me and Ryan go to this farm yesterday, and the business owner has one of the guy's trailers. The guy sold the trailer to Ryan's friend.
Okay.
Am I losing you?
No, I'm here.
Do you understand what I said? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Say it one more time.
I don't want to go into like the history.
Yeah, you don't have to.
So I'm saying the brother's friend that owns the business sold a trailer to Ryan's friend yesterday. Like not yesterday, but I saw the trailer there. And I was like, oh, I know that company. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh yeah, dude, like that's my boy, you know? Mm. And like, you know, not getting into detail, but you know, maybe I'm just gonna say maybe I'm not fond of, you know? And it's like, you don't know. Like, well, let's say that guy, like I would not work with that guy, but because he has, you know, it's a farm, it's not like a personal brand. Yeah. But like, let's just say I wanted to work with him and he's like, oh, that's my good friend. And then what is that good friend gonna say? Oh, dude, don't work with that person. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's like 14 years later. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you just don't know.
Yeah, when it'll come back around.
When it'll come back around.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you can't like, but it also goes back to what you said today was when you make plans or make a decision and say yes to something, like it should be really, you should really mean that yes.
What do you mean by that? That's not, I mean, yes.
No, like, that yes should not be breakable.
Yes. Yes. So like,
you should really mean it.
Yeah.
That you're going to want to do it.
Yes. Like, so you should be very, very, this is my personal opinion, but you should be very, very careful with what you say to yourself and what you promise other people. Mm-hmm. And I think it starts with yourself. Because if you tell yourself, I'm just using this as an example. If you tell yourself, all right, tomorrow I'm going to wake up early and go to the gym. And then you wake up tomorrow and you don't go to the gym. Mm-hmm. And then...
Was that shots fired at me?
No. And then you do it again.
Yeah.
And you do it again. And you do it again. And then like months pass by and you keep telling yourself you're going to do it. You're not going to be able to trust yourself.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And all that time where you could have gone and months have passed, you would have been in the shape that you want it to be.
True.
And it all starts with, telling yourself you're going to do something and then not delivering. And then once you could perfect, once you tell yourself something and you don't break that promise and it becomes like iron, then, you're aware of that. And then when you tell other people and you promise them stuff, you're going to deliver.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's going to come in the way of that. You're going to deliver on what you said. Like your word means everything, especially in business. Like don't just be so careful about what you say.
Yeah.
Unless it's backed up by like, yes, I'm doing that. You know what I mean?
But also it goes the other way too. It's sometimes it's just not the right timing.
Yeah.
With people. And a good example, I mean, just going back to it is like Ryan. He was with another videographer, met him because of one of our other old clients that took me there, like bought a ticket to one of his events, and just planting the seed. A year later, they don't work together anymore. And then who does he hit up? He hits us up.
Yeah.
And we're there because we're known
this is all
for
we
that.
do.
Yeah, this is all we do.
Yeah.
So just like, it goes both ways, I think. It's like, just remember that everything always comes back around, and in a positive or negative way. So if you fuck somebody over, like this is like, I really want to hit this home too.
Yeah.
Because like, I just want to not hit it home, but more emphasize it. If you screw somebody over and you're like, oh, I just move on with my life or whatever, you just don't know who that person knows. That's why I don't like to burn bridges. And it might be a year from now. It might be 10 years from now. You might want to, you have a business, or even if you work for somebody and maybe you're the deal maker or maybe you're the salesperson and it's a big deal. You just don't know who's on the other side of that handshake, and they could come back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
So
just be aware of that.
Just be aware of that.
Yeah. And then I think maybe, how long has it been?
An hour.
Yeah. I think wrapping it up, I would say quickly that also not saying yes to everything because your time's so limited.
Yeah.
Be cautious with that. But it is freaking late now. But we're going to keep doing this every Friday night.
Yep.
And let us know what you guys want to hear more about. If, these podcasts will get better.
If it's content ideas, if it's content strategy, if it's, how to start posting content, how to get over the fear of posting, like whatever the hell it is. Like I want to start a business. I don't know how. What does it take? That's true.
Like whatever it is. It doesn't just have to be about content either. It can be about I want to start this new thing. Like what happened with you guys? Like what made you guys do that? We're here to help people
up until our point is. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No. Like
only up until the point of what we can actually like consult on.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably not going to hear everything, but if we can catch something, we'll try to, we'll definitely do our best to reach back out. Well,
it's been an hour. I think it's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, that's a wrap for episode number 2. Hopefully next one, maybe we can get somebody on. We'll see. Or we just keep running this till
I think we're trying to run
till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna keep running it like this, and then we'll look for our guests. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. I want to get 10 episodes in before
we run a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Right,
get comfortable doing this, and then hopefully, we go viral after our 3rd episode. No, I'm just kidding. But it's been real, guys. It's getting late. Follow us, subscribe if you're seeing this on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast on Spotify or Apple, and let us know what you guys want to hear next. If you got any ideas to pass our way, or there's just things that you guys are struggling with that you guys would want to know more about, we're always here to help. And until the next one.
Yeah, get it. It's a wrap.